Da 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 da. The Addams family's bad. It really made me sad. It should really make us mad. The Addams family. Da 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 da. Hey, small town critic here. Sorry, it's been at least a week or two since I've had my last review up, but just got done seeing the Addams Family just yesterday with my kids. My kids really wanted to see it. I was not really excited to go see this movie, and I had a lot of reasons why. That turned out as the movie went on. This is not a good representation of the Addams Family. Now, if you're curious where the Addams Family came from, it was originally in 1930. Charles Addams was the one who created the Addams Family, and he used it as single pane cartoons. Many of them showed up in New Yorker. And what they were about was it's a satire of the traditional modern American family. So a satire on that. So you'd have these people who were really rich and had these really bizarre, macabre type of things that they would do, and people would respond to them out of fear or just how they're acting bizarre. So that's, and if you're, the way that I got introduced to the Addams Family when I was a kid, I used to watch reruns of the Addams Family. It was on TV, I believe in the 60s, and it was on ABC. So, and then they've just been through pop culture ever since those, especially the TV show. There's been movies, there's been cartoons, there's even been video games with the Addams Family in it. So there's a lot of, what I'm getting at is there's a lot of rich material. And the screenwriter for this, so the screenwriter for this film is Matt Lieberman, and he had a rich amount of stuff to look at. Like I was telling you before, there's video games, there's previous movies, there's single pane cartoons. I mean, there's video games. There's a lot of different things that Matt could have looked at. He didn't use any of them, or at least none that I could tell. This was a very bland film, and which is really not indicative of who the Addams are. The Addams are very interesting, iconic figures. And so I was really disappointed with this movie. I was bored through the whole movie. This is not the worst movie I've seen. I think that's Goldfinch, but this was a close second. I was going to give this an F to begin with, but my kids told me there was a couple times they laughed. And they were very disappointed too, because like I said before, they had begged me to go see this movie, and they turned out they didn't like it either. They enjoyed the popcorn more than they did the movie itself. So yeah, it was, the Addams Family was very, was not as good as it could potentially be. Now, don't get me wrong, Matt Lieberman had some great story ideas, but he didn't flesh any of them out. He sort of throw it at us. Here's this idea here. Here's this idea with Pugsley, or here's this idea with Wednesday. And he threw out all these ideas, and he didn't develop any of them. And that's what I feel like this film really is. It doesn't have a lot of development with it. The characters are very one-dimensional. They feel like a feeling or an appearance. Haha, look, he's got the ghastly white makeup on, woohoo! Or he's a full head of hair, woohoo! Or this one looks like an emo kid. It's just, there's just nothing about the characters to this movie. It was, I often wonder why movies like this get done, and I think it gets done based on the name Addams Family, because the plot itself and the characters, for any other film, I think this would have been flatly rejected by the studios, because this was a very boring film. Again, it's just, when you're checking your watch and that's what you're doing the most time. The good thing, this movie wasn't too long. It wasn't like 2 or 3 hours long, which would have really been bad, which would definitely give it an F. But it still was too long as it was. It needed to be more focused. So the hard thing about this is Matt Lieberman's going to be coming out with some, he hasn't had a lot of previous films at all, but he's going to be having a whole stretch of films coming out here by, I think, 2020, 20, and 21. They're doing Scoob, which is a short for Scooby-Doo. And so if he doesn't do such a good job with the Addams Family, I don't have a lot of hope for the rest of the movies that are coming out. And I don't know if he was just rushed, or if these are just when all of his projects are, he's done these and had an ample time to write each one. and they're all just happen to be produced at the same time. However, I just don't get that feeling. This movie seems like it just was a paint by numbers movie, and you can really tell. So in the end, I've been talking about giving it an F, but because my kids actually laughed at a couple jokes, they wanted me to give it a D minus. So Addams Family, D minus. All right, folks. Well, have you seen the Addams Family? What do you think? Did you like it? What is your favorite Addams Family movie? So I will probably be seeing you next week with another movie review. You guys all have a great week, and don't go see Addams Family. Go see something else. Take care, and talk to you later.